What is up, you guys? Dropping in tonight because I want to share another dream drop with you. A dream that I had last night. It's going to really tie in to the previous dream drop that I shared. I think it was a couple weeks ago already. Just about diving into that water, dams breaking. Things are changing, right? Those opportunities that come along with these things when they're changing. This is going to go with that. I'm going to explain the dream to you really quick. And then I'm going to go back and tell you some of the meanings behind some of this. I know this is going to relate to you if you're having some of these feelings, if you are seeing some of these changes, if you're worried and stressed about some of it as well. I know it's going to encourage you. So in this dream last night, I was in this place, and this place I am at all the time in my dreams. It really signifies kingdom to me. In the dream, it really speaks to me of that home place and kingdom. And so I'm there with several of my friends and a couple colleagues that I know, and we're all joking around, having a good time, and we're kicking this big physio ball around. If you guys have ever been in a gym, seen the big physio balls, they're filled with air. And my friend of mine's over in the corner, and I kick it, and he's not looking, and I hit him with it, and we're all laughing. And he takes it and he throws it back at me, and I catch it, but I realize that it's starting to deflate. And I'm like, oh no, it's starting to deflate. And I know the person who owns the physio ball, and I look over, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna be upset that this ball is deflating and it's ruined. And so I go back over to the desk where that person's at, and I'm a little worried that they're gonna be upset. And I joke around with my buddy, and I'm like, hey man, like you're gonna have to buy a new physio ball now. But in my mind I was like, no, you're not, because in this area, in the kingdom, you don't owe, you're not gonna have to owe anything. You don't, the old way is gone. You're not gonna have to buy this. I knew that I was gonna buy it with my money. And then my other friend looks over and it's like, hey, it's okay. I can get those cheaper. I can get them at discount where I order them. And I was like, oh, okay, like how much? It was like half the price what I was gonna spend. And then I'm like, okay, like I'll pay for that. And then my friend's like, yeah, I'll chip in as well. And then my brother's there too, and he's like, yeah, I'm good for this much. And everybody started pitching in and raising money for this, for more than what was needed, okay? And so then I look down at this physio ball again, and I see this where beforehand when I looked at it when it was deflating, there was just a couple worn out spots on the surface of this physio ball where the air was starting to leak, but now rebar was starting to come through the ball. And rebar, if you guys know anything, rebar is like, it's metal, it's long, it's used in concrete, right, to strengthen the concrete. So that was the last thing I saw before I woke. And so I'm reviewing this dream and I write it down. And as I'm running today, I get a lot of my revelations of these dreams, some deeper meaning when I'm out running. And so that's one of the reasons I run. And so I'm out there and I'm reviewing this dream as I'm out running. And I'm really seeing this process and these changes that we've seen coming, right? That we're feeling, that we're seeing in dreams, so many people. And this changes within the kingdom. And I'm having a lot of these dreams too about like financial changes. This is one of those ways, like those in the kingdom, those in this new place, right? It's not gonna be old. It's not gonna be the old ways of doing things, right? The people are gonna be helping and pitching in and raising funds, and things are gonna be covered. Everything's gonna be good, and it's gonna be, the provisions are gonna be much larger that's gathered than what's ever needed. Because that's how, when we look at the scriptures, when we look at the gospels, we know that's how Jesus operates. That's how God operates, is that the provisions are always much greater and there's always leftover than what's needed. And then if you really think about the physio ball, and it's a bubble, right? We're seeing this bubble collapse. We're seeing it deflate, right? It's going away. It's not going to be useful anymore. So I'm seeing this bubble in my dream pop. Okay, but then I'm seeing this rebar come through, and think about that. Think about the powerful meaning of that. When I mentioned, what does rebar do? It's a tensile. It strengthens the concrete. The concrete by itself, when it's compressed, it's kind of strong, and it does its job for a while, but then it really starts to break down, and it starts to deteriorate. When you put rebar in it, it lasts much longer. It's much stronger. But think about this, that rebar starting to come through that ball. Now picture a sidewalk that's starting to deteriorate, and you see that rebar. That rebar still stays there. It's still strong. It hasn't changed at all inside. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing this old ways, the old stuff on the outside, the old physio ball, it's starting to deflate. It's going away. The holes are coming through, and what's left in the foundation is starting to be exposed. picture that sidewalk crumbling away and all that old concrete and rocks starting to fall away. But that foundation is starting to be exposed because the foundation's still good. The foundation's still wonderful. And we're gonna rebuild things. During that deterioration phase, it might look a little scary, it might look like things are falling apart, but when the foundation's finally fully exposed, we're gonna be able to rebuild things the way that they're supposed to be built, the way that the Holy Spirit's leading us to rebuild things within the kingdom. You guys, I hope this serves you so well. I hope it encourages you, and I hope it opens up some of your spiritual sight and what's inside of you, that you're seeing these things happen around you as well, and you're led to some of these things. Hope you have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you later.